Okay, so I'm not going anywhere. I just came from somewhere. So I was on the highway at speed with tires that just went through our first rather excruciatingly horrible technical trip in the Kalahari. And on the way here to the studio, I noticed that the arse is getting a little jiggy. So it got jiggy and I just started dancing with it. Guess what happened? The bane of every tubed motorcyclist's existence. But I've been talking about tube tires, and I believe tube tires are the thing. And no, you should not use tubeless tube tires. And again, tube tire, yes, tube tires. Tube tires. So I can't plug it. I just stopped here at the studio, and luckily, I put this bag on this morning. This bag that we got from Pete at Nomad Bike Bags. I put a sticker on there just because I'm vain. So got this bag from Pete, and luckily this morning I decided to put it on. For no apparent reason, I decided to take the rock strap and put this bag onto the bike. My word, am I glad, because my tubes are in here, all my tire levers, and my basic field repair tools are, my kit is in here. So I'm going to try and be Rambo in the city, and we'll see if we can change the tire right here on this rather steep angle. The property only has gradients on it, so I'll put a brick in front of the front wheel because I can't. I'm going to lift the back. Oh, by the way, I also don't have a center stand, but we have a plan for that, and I'll put a brick under the front tire, just so there's a little something that makes me feel easier about working here with a gradient and the bike rolling into my gentleman vegetables. But yeah, so here we go. Okay, so now beggars can't be choosers. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but whips and chains excite me. So I don't have a center stand, right? So for what that's worth, it's an angle, and then we have to get that, you know. So woo. One of the exciting things about owning a DCT is that there's brakes at the top and at the bottom of your rear caliper, which makes the maneuver space about this much smaller. Let's see, maybe. Yes, it's working. So if you're struggling with breaking the bead, I don't know how to break the bead, just do that. Ride on it for an excessively long, unnecessarily distance, and then take a turn sharply, and it'll just come off the bead while you're riding. So you do that. I also have the magic juice. What we in the bodybuilding fraternity refer to as the juice. Hey, the tube hasn't melted, which is great. I thought the tube melted, but it hasn't, so you know, it's fine. I would like to know what the reason was for this flat, because I for the life of me, I cannot see like a nail or a piece of wire or a thorn or anything else. There it is. There's the hole in all its majesty. Oh, is that just the part that I ripped because I rode it for 10 plus k's on flat in 30 degrees Celsius? No, that seems like it. Now, the trick is to find whatever that was. It's center. It's in the center of the wheel. I cannot. And that's the thing. If you keep riding with a flat, you might lose the actual thing that caused the trouble. So, and then you're never quite sure when you put it back in if you took the nail out or not. You know what I mean? Because I can't see anything in the tire now. After another 10 kilometers on a flat. Everything's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. This is the worst part. Getting that bloody valve. Ow. By some kind of miracle, without using a valve puller tool. I am the tool. This is a tool. I actually managed to get the valve stem through that little hole, and I've only lost the use of maybe 3 of my fingers. Rather impressive, I think. So we got the Land Rover. We're not advertising anything because we're just we've got low slinky air pipe, and we are going to use this compressor to pump up this tire that I'm struggling with. So that's why the car is here and the hood is open. So let's see if this circus works. So the thing is, if you the bead isn't on the other side yet, but the thing is, if you just give it a little bit of air, you might even use a bicycle pump, whatever you have with you. Maybe one of those little canisters, just a half, just to get that tube just to open, because it's stuck flat, right? Because there's no air in it. Just inflate it slightly, so it eases out the creases before you go full on. And when you ladle it on, it also prevents you. It makes it a little more difficult, as if you want anything to be more difficult. It makes it a little more difficult to pinch the tube with ladles. You know what I mean? So a little bit of air just expands it, fills the space, and it pulls it away from the rim. Not pulls it away, but it's just easier for you to work around it with the ladles and not pinch it. I am a pro pincher, so let's see if this works. Usually you'd run the engine of a 4x4. This is for all, even for 4x4 enthusiasts. This is a tip that you really need to apply while using a compressor or anything else directly on crocodile clamps onto the system. It's always good to keep the car running. So Fanny's gonna start the car now. Forgot about this little tool. It's a little trickster. Now always be careful not to pinch the tube. This is why I inflated it a little more earlier, so every time this ladle has to go underneath the tube. Don't catch the tube and pinch it against the rim, because then you'll be doing all of this all over again with another tube that I do not have. So Always double check that that tube is not caught inside. And always make sure that this tire is not against the bead but in the valley. There's always a valley in the middle, this section where the rim is deeper. Always press this down if you can, like that. And that'll make it easier for you to ladle this last part. Woo! Mr. Pincher, she's coming. I'm so afraid of pinching this. Story of my life. Bruh, that was close. Wait. Will you be able to? Is it going to? Yes. The proof is now in the pudding. Well, that was a very quiet set. That was very quiet. I thought it's going to go dunk. But the magic of dishwashing liquid. In sunlight we trust. Wow, that was the easiest bead I've set in years. So now trying to line up two sets of brake pads on this side with minimum vision via seance and per feel. Did you feel that? Oh, it's in. And doing the same on this side without losing half of what you're trying to put together again. Which side looks best? That one. That is the trick. It seems like we might be onto something. Let's see. Thank you, Brick. There we go. Now we remove the brake, which helped keep the wheel up. So it's very important, they should put this in the manual. If you replace the rear tire, always get a brick, but one with a little bit of red dirt on it as well. I'm just waiting for this bike to roll back on top of me. Drop the spanner. So the lesson we learn by doing this, something that you should never forget, is that it is worth it to figure out how to change a flat yourself. Because this wasn't close to home. Luckily it was at this 10 k's away from the studio. But when I got started this morning, I was 200 kilometers away from the studio. What if it happened then? And people will chuckle if you carry your equipment with you the whole time. They'll start going, you're such a desperate adventurer. But carry your stuff with you. It's worth it. So always be prepared like a little Boy Scout, and know how to change a flat. And that is that. Now I'm going to have a pub lunch, but first, pack this away and wash my hands.